and the Seattle Seahawks. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. See defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Incomplete pass. Here they go again. Second and 10 from the 25. Here's Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that.
I think he knew right away.
He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Tanner Muse in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. A few issues here on the offensive line. He got sacked 5 times last week. They got 2 in the first quarter.
I think they're running the ball because
pressure coming, and they got him once again. Tanner Muse able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
He's throwing interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Across the 25-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
that's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
Coming down to the midway point in quarter one. Throwing on first down. Atkins. He wants Reynolds way downfield. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positive.
26! Get 300! Get 300!
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Completed out right to Dallas. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. Open man there is Malone. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So from Seahawks territory, now it's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Back more.
Rodgers going to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Tanner Muse in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pick up on 3rd and long. Play action. Now Rodgers. All right, rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen earlier. I think both teams are trying to advance. We know that. If one of them break away, they'll take control of this game.
And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here we go.
The last one got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw. Atkins. On the right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
his position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. We're scoreless after one. Here's Atkins throwing on first down. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is going to be Packer football.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here. Because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready.
First play of the drive there is incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Rodgers going to try to throw on 3rd down. He gets it complete to Harris. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Just inside the 35.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play down because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion. Really good pickup.
First red zone opportunity now for the Packers. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Rodgers' throw finds its target, Dobbs. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, we set up with a 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Hey, 626!
Play action. Rodgers. Here as he throws there, incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Yeah, this.
Right side hauled in by Dobbs. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation.
Well, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Looking middle, and that's complete. They wound up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. They saw that display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you figure they're arrested a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10 again from the 25-yard line. Off the play fake. Atkins. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Looking to throw. Atkins. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Swing that out wide to Jacobs. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him from the game.
There's a throw. It's taken in by his tight end. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take over here on near the 40.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And starting field position in 3 timeouts as well. To try and put a late scoring drive together. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown to this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Play action, it's Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards on the play. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I mean, it's a good point as well. So maybe if you stay in the zone, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was when he didn't need the full time to make the selection. He brought that pick in early. With that interception there.
And you watch Reynolds way downfield. Got his man complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Okay, ready?
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Atkins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with Ray center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what this offense makes in the locker room. Nothing going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here.
Atkins to throw on second down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is that right in the sight lines of the quarterback on just about every play, that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on: catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On the set.
Second and 6.
79 Broncos.
Just like that. Go. Get the ball. Four down.
Count that team.
Looking to throw. Atkins. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw again. This pass complete to Reynolds. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 45-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
Check that.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Warriors 17. 65.
Back to throw. Atkins. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here we go.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Steps away. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Here we go.
Action to this point in the third quarter, just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Atkins, 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
is enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Like we see our first touchdown of the game. Here's 1st and goal.
Bring it.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. The extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, has already changed hands. Whether it's offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? Just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side can score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Rodgers finding Watson for the Packer first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. To perfection. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both need to be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball just a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's the pass swung out left to his running back. There they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Now it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted the 3rd time. Picked up by Josh Jones. And the Seahawks will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about
Let's go now.
how much pressure is in the face of the guy, and can he step into it through it? And when you can't do that, interceptions result.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That's a nice play.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He will take this all the way. And that big fourth quarter return, Charles, makes this a one-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for two? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
Rodgers will throw for it. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Tariq Woolen picks it. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as their play backfires in a big way. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. Last team helping to maintain their slim advantage. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Atkins throwing the out route, and he connects with Fant. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense. And guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. They've got hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle. You put it all together, you get hit.
He's got his tight end Fant. And he's going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack
Oh,
of
let's go.
finding his way open with the complete connection.
Let's go. 19.
Running left is Walker. Andre Cisco there on the stop. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Atkins to throw. Looking to throw on 2nd down. This one goes underneath to Walker. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will win. It appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. You have to think likely another running play coming here. Second and 11. Down right around the 25. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I run the football, I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. Any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, best receivers to put in a quick slant or something like that.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Gano's kick is good. He's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. We'll see a return here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Ready to get their next drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
So after the incompletion, second and 10 from the 22. To throw is Rodgers. Watson making the catch. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up first and 10 now. Back to Rodgers. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he clocks it with 19 seconds remaining. Second and 10. That's complete to Dobbs. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play him up or make sure you're somehow in contact with him.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Well, the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall here. And they come up with the interception.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So the victory here for Seattle. Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves in this game. 2 careless close with the football too many times, that cost them the victory.
So for the Seahawks, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.